Hi, everyone. We're here with a very special guest today. Some of you know him as East Vancouver. Others know him as Daniel Fernandes. If you've been following our clubhouse chats every Thursday, you know this is one of the founders. He's a very good bro of ours, and he's making a lot of moves out there outside of his professional athletic career. And he's here to let us know a little bit about that today. So, Daniel, introduce yourself.
Thanks, Pete, first of all, having me on your podcast. And I'm from East Van, you can say, from Vancouver. God blessed me to get out there in the sports industry, play professional sports, I played for the Canadian national team, but the youth Canadian national team. And then I went to the senior national team of Portugal. And a lot of great experience from this professional athletes world. But sports gave me one blessing, many blessings, and that was the medicine world, was the stem cells through injuries, through adversities, and this for me was meant for me. And I think everything is meant for us in life for something greater. And today I want to share really what life gave me a clear picture of what's right and what's wrong through playing sports and also in the stem cell medicine world. I think we need to know the stories I have to tell for the younger people. This is always for the younger, but everybody's ready to learn. I want to pass a lot of information and, of course, power share this with Pete here on his Fuji Down podcast. Fuji Down means really good. It's one of my boom words.
Another slogan of yours is "Wake up to win." What's that all about?
Yeah, wake up to win is like, first of all, we don't know our last day. We live in the now. We're here to grow. Wake up to win is just a normal thing, if you're just waking up. And there has to be some spark, and that spark starts in our minds, in our brain, So wake up to win is it's the way to go for me, for my family, for my friends. We always stay accountable of each other. And we want to be the best. And if we're not the best, the next one the person beside you won't be the best. So you better wake up to win.
That's awesome. I like that. Every day I wake up lately, I keep thinking I can't have any L's today. Yeah. I got to wake up to win because I keep hearing you saying it. And I keep hearing other people repeating it. And I think it's amazing. It's a good thing to, get stuck in your head.
Yeah.
So when you were, how old were you when you first left for, when you got scouted, and were you afraid? And do you ever look back and think maybe this was a good choice or a bad choice that you played professional sports? I know, you've done really well for yourself in it. And so to young people like with the same sort of opportunities that you had, today, what sort of advice would you give, and how did you feel personally when you left?
Oh, for me personally, my advice to young athletes, anything you can call entrepreneur also too, because you're making yourself into something that no one dares to dream. So you dream, expect to do your self-awareness. Every time you're becoming better and better, because you're always going to have adversities, but just think of yourself always as the best, number one, and that you're going to do it. And it's not easy just to think that and to do that. You got to do that every day. You're hitting a goal, and don't give yourself another option. If you have another option other than what you're dreaming on to do, if you put two options, I think that's going to be an issue. Why? Because of your age, when you're young, 15 to 22, 23, you're going to go through so much hard times, and those hard times will grow you to be a stronger person later on. And so that time bracket, the 15 to 23, 24 sports, just go all out, because you're going to take something great in it, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that come a factor for the athletes, not just that, So I say go for it. Get the right mentor, and listen to you, be confident, and you got nothing to lose. You only grow, because those hard times make you grow.
That's awesome. Now, what's your favorite, we call it soccer here, but you guys call it football. I guess all over the world they call it football, but
Yeah.
In the Western world, we call it soccer. So who are your favorite football players, soccer players?
My favorite football players.
Top three, let's say.
Was Peter Schmeichel was a goalkeeper. Was the Danish goalkeeper of Denmark. Top dog, big, huge man. Vitor Bahia from Portugal, and also let's say Peter Cech from Czechoslovakia. They were my top dogs, and I used to always manifest as an athlete too, because I didn't know if I was gonna make it. I knew that I was gonna be the hardest worker of them all, so I used to put them all over my room. And I think manifestation is like seeing the thing in your face is even more important than just thinking it in your head. Putting posters of yourself already winning is very important. Even it just works. It makes because every coach, every president, every friend of yours wants to see a confident mofo. He wants to see a guy. He wants to see something like a ruler. Because we live off confidence, but at the same time you got to work for that too. You just can't see it and think it. Enjoy it when you're doing it, and that's what I did. I said, I'm an old man already. In my mind, I thought I was already 42 years old. The last game of my life. How would an old man play? How would an old a guy that knows his thing play? Even though I wasn't faking. I worked for it, but I believed I was already old and I was too experienced. So I'd act like an experienced guy, even though I had no school, because soccer here had no school. We played, blah, blah, but we're not. It wasn't easy to just jump in a field with 40, 50,000 people inside and say I could, just act like oldest one here. That doesn't bother me, because emotions take control in sports. So you really have to dig deep on your emotional control. Emotional control, emotional intelligence, and be cold. I would say be hot in your stomach, cold in your mind, and go for it, right?
Nice.
Yeah. There's so many things that play a role in the day-to-day building of character, personality, I think in all jobs. But if you want to, you have to act like it, you have to be like it, and you have to, of course, also play like it too. You have to know your game, you have to know to play the game. So there's a lot of things involved. The greatest athletes played with a lot of big athletes, and that's what they have. They just, all around. All of them make it to the top, have those basic characteristics, characters.
Yeah, totally. You got to be made a certain way, right?
Yeah. So for the young guys, what I can say is that, you be confident and also ask a lot of questions. Keep on learning. Make those phone calls to someone that played, someone that did. Really question a thing 100 times before you, or 50 times. Is that the right thing to do, or is it that to do? Because sometimes the coaches will lead you into another. How you want to become. You get to choose that, because at the end of the day, you're your own coach. You got to do the studying. True. You got to find the right mentors. It's not just So some people are lucky; they get they have mentoring already from their parents, and some people aren't. So what do you do when that guy doesn't have his parents to mentor him the right way? And he knows he's out of line. He knows maybe he's not. Then there's the thing: am I being realistic? Am I running enough? Am I doing it? But I'm a baller. Right? But I'm a baller. My friends say I'm a baller. Oh, I look like a baller. But am I doing a maximum enough? Am I passing a limit? Oh, don't forget, there's no limits. There's no limits in life.
Yeah,
my coach said there's limits.
Yourself, right?
My coach said there's limits. You know why I say limits? Because he has a limit. That's all he can teach you. Yeah. Now he's limiting you. So that's why you have to be really focused on yourself and finding the truth through yourself. And of course, finding all the right places. And that's not just in football. That's realistic in life. Am I putting the dots up together to get there and do these things? It's all synchronized. Everything's synchronized. So no matter what, you make it or don't make it, that's what I'm saying, 15 or 14 all the way to 22, 23, you got to just work on yourself. Fucking be the best you can, because you're going to lead yourself into something great later on.
An unfortunate thing that happens sometimes in sports is people getting injured. And if you don't mind me bringing up your situation, you had some wear and tear from like giving it all you had and being confident and powerful and just pushing your body to the limits and past the limits, really, to get the kind of damage you did. And you somehow overcame all of that with flying colors. I was along for the ride for some of it. Stem cells played a big role. Physiotherapy played a big role. But most importantly was your confidence, your mindset, keeping a cool mind and all that kind of stuff. So if you don't mind, some of our audience is a stem cell audience. It's the first time they're hearing about these things. And they've heard there's some kind of miracle cure out there called stem cells. It's pretty expensive and people don't know where to go and what it's like. So could you share your personal experience with it? And maybe I'll share mine after so people can learn a little bit about stem cells.
Yeah, it was amazing. It really touched my heart when I became fully. Well, I felt the relief after 2 years of suffering from a spondylosis disease. You can call it maybe disease, but of course it's infected now. It's inflamed. It's driving down my legs and my hip, and there's just incredible pain all the time when I'm standing up. Hard times, couple of years trying to play football, and I said I was not going to do a surgery. But I had also 2 fractures, hairline fractures for some reason. Of course, from stress, from overtraining, from overthinking, from bad shoes, from everything together. So many things can go in the back. That's why you see a lot of people when they get older, they just get twitched up back because the mind goes down our vertebrae, and our mind is our nerve system, and so you stress it out. Like overplaying is not just stressed trauma-wise from running. Overthinking, overstress is gonna inflammate your back and maybe twitch something, and you make my one move is because your battery is overdone. So I felt that, I got that, and I was in for a surgery where they wanted to take my vertebrae out and put 6 screws in it. So one day I gave up. I said, I can't just keep on trying to think this is going to get better, and I'm not performing in my game. I have to get the surgery. Forget it. Screw it. I'm out. And I went to the hospital, and I asked him, I said, make this surgery finish. So he told me, I'm going to take your vertebrae out, put 6 screws in it. I'm okay, that's what it is. I knew I would never play soccer again. They said I would, but it would be very difficult. And after people knowing that I had this surgery, no chance. So anyways, found out about your story. We got in contact, and from there on, was really a bit hesitant at the start, but I said, for sure, we're going to do it. Went on the plane, I got on the plane and met an amazing doctor, did the stem cell surgery, and today, 10 years later, I'm awesome,
Yeah, you look amazing. I've seen how you move. You can't tell anything was ever wrong ever.
Yeah.
And you've been playing like a beast for years now.
Yeah.
Afterwards too, and
10 years, right? 10 years,
yeah.
And that saved me 8 years. 8 years of football, and so you cannot tell no one really that starts explaining to people about the stem cells, but to the doctors, to the thing, because they're just it's another market, it's another thing. They believe another thing they didn't know. And 1 out of a billion people they meet, only one person says, "Hey, this saved my lifestyle. Forget about football. Saved my lifestyle." Lifestyle. What is lifestyle? Walking around, going around with my dog, walking maybe the kids. I couldn't do that. I was not even cared about this soccer. But I said, okay. They said possibly this is going to fix me for soccer too. They said, you cannot. You have to train on nice grounds. I was playing on rocks in Malta at one point, and dumping on rocks. I'm still good. So the stem cell thing is serious. It's real. It's there. It works.
You trained in boiling tanks of water.
Oh yeah, when I went to Brazil, because I went to Brazil for best physio.
Best physio on the planet.
Named Nivaldo Baldo. He has a 40-degree pool. So pretty much, those hot pools they have in the pool, the hot pools they have here in the physios in Canada. They probably go up more, 32 degrees. This one is 40 degrees. 39, but 41 is passing too hot. So it's 39, 40. 40 is a nice temperature. It's like a steaming hot yoga. You go in the water there, I'm sure you won't even last 3 minutes before you think you're fainting. It's like when you go in the bathtub, really hot water, because your blood cells start working. Red blood cells go to the places where you have injury. That's the whole point of the pool. So there was the best rodeo. The guys that ride the bulls were there because they fall on their shoulders, so forth. Football players
and stuff. Yeah, like all that. Yeah.
So it was crazy, and my doctor there is big time known in Brazil. He's a top dog. His name's Evaldo Baldo, and the guy, he didn't just have the hot pool and made magic. He mentally digged a hole in my head.
Oh yeah, I remember when you guys were tied to another person and you had to run backwards and they're running forward, then you guys have to switch.
Yeah. So he put a guy, imagine an elastic band, and he'd be the guy running. Well, that time Noah was a friend of ours, a friend of my personal trainer, and then like 3 or 4 football players. So this guy, we have to run perfectly lined up with our arms to correct the nervous system in the backwards with 3 guys in a band. But very important thing is that in any sport you play, what's the most important? To have emotional imbalance to your mind, to your nerves, so you can train your thinking, not just in your feelings. Because if you're not training for something high level, if you're not training your emotional control, you're not training. That's why a lot of people have a lot of problems when they train with no emotion. They go to the game and someone will tell him, will hit him or swear at him or tell him some shit. He'll get emotionally out of control. His life is only to provoke. So it was very important for them to provoke me, provoke us to stay in line and train. And you become a beast. You become a beast driving, going backwards. Anyways, I left there 1 hour doing backwards. I did 15, 20, I think 25 minutes going backwards outside in the boiling heat. Damn. And that guy is like, if you don't do half an hour the first time, he's like, yeah, your dream, your miracle will never come complete. And I didn't even go. I did 22 minutes. And the guy, he just left. He's like, hey, look, go F yourself. Get out of here, you know what I mean? Yeah. And he just left, you know. He was like a joking way, but a serious way. And I had to walk home. And then, walk home took another 30 minutes. And I had still pain. I just did the stem cells. I was coming to working and then not working, then working and not working. But I always believed it was going to transform one day. But of course, I knew with this guy's training, he's going to do. But mentally, he was, I don't know many people that can really take a shit, you know?
You'll have days, anybody that gets stem cells, where in the beginning, there's a few days you feel a rush and you feel really superhuman. Other people don't. They feel it a few days after that. And then there's a period for about a month where you don't feel like there's anything happening. And you think, maybe you screwed something up, or maybe they're not working. Maybe they were fake or something. Yeah. But it's really, really important to maintain a good mindset like you did. Like you never gave up. You never doubted it that bad where you're releasing stress hormones and chemicals in your bloodstream which can damage stem cells. You were still training, which makes that mind and body connection. You were eating good, of course. You've always had a good diet since you're young, and I think that's played a big role in you being the super athlete that you are, and playing for World Cup and everything like that. It's really, really important. And now lately you've been taking people to the doctor we found, Dr. Nassim, and he's a really close friend of Daniel's now, and Daniel's been taking several people to him in Lebanon and getting them treatment for autism, for anti-aging, other sports-related injuries. And do you want to talk a little bit about how Lebanon was?
Well, Lebanon, since the pandemic started, we got really... I wanted to tell my story, because I think my story, I know it's an opportunity for someone's loved one, someone's pain, someone's this, how you gave me the opportunity to know. If I didn't know how it helped you, how would it help me? And so I feel that for everybody else that, of course, maybe they'll hear it, but at least I said, look, I told them once, I told them twice. Now if they want to do what you want to do, no problem. But I want to tell them there could be a great solution. Just try it. There's no risk. Or you want to be stuck on meds, or you want to get surgery, or you want to be in physio all the time. You want to reach your highest peak as an athlete. I believe athletes, the stem cells is a natural booster for more of a vital longevity career in athletes, for regenerating their tendons, muscles, or so forth. Pain, take pain away after they have 3 months off. They can go there and do it instead of doing something that won't reach the results. I think it's really common sense. Our body's made of cells. We regenerate when we sleep. I don't know how people don't think about that. We are made of stem cells. When you go to sleep, you regenerate. Naturally, you need to sleep to regenerate your body. We're working all the time, and it's through stem cells. So what better thing is it to put your stem cells in you? Oh, we should not do it anymore? We should what? So I really just think, I'm not a knowledgeable guy in medicine at all, but it's just common sense. And so now the people that came to Lebanon are people really close friends, people that we love. I love, family members, friends. I want their best. And everybody sees great results. They're happy. But like you were mentioning, you have to, and very well, that you have to always keep that focus on that they're growing and you're getting stronger, and we should get stronger. And think about that, and believe in it, and do what you need to do, to maintain a healthy lifestyle, like a gladiator. You have to be a gladiator, and what a gladiators do, they do a little bit of everything, and that little everything is good for your body, not just one thing. And your cells listen to you, manifest it in your thing, and how it did for me. I'll be honest, maybe 2 years, it didn't come until it was fully, year and a half, fully recovered. I can say, holy crap, nothing. This is and that was shit. This is powerful, man. This is awesome. And you can't tell no one, because all the pain I was going through from before, on and off or so forth. No one knows if you have pain. They look at you. They don't know how you're going through pain, right? When you're going that process. I tell my doctors now, before when I was playing on a team, they're because I could sometimes, you could see that it wasn't the same goalkeeper as before. I didn't kick long no more. Very bad sometimes, and they'd be I laugh. They would be come on, you gotta kick the ball longer. Normally, gotta kick go to the other side. I was it just reached there. I said, hey, I don't need to kick the ball. I need to save the ball. And now I tell them, bro, I did stem cells. One of the best doctors in Cyprus. I'm I did stem cells, and I just came off a crazy back injury that they said, that. And then he's holy shit, this is true. I'm yeah. I'm yeah, now you laugh. Come on, yeah. Now you give me a trophy for the thing. And I had a great year. I was one of the best goalkeepers in that league that year, 2014. Right. I got the stem cells done 2012, 2014, 2 years later. So I was still having a bit of effects, but I was, by the year got finished, I was living in Crete, Greece. Beautiful island. God blessed me to be there by an island. Why? Because I needed sun. Remember we talked about it. We're
yeah, definitely vitamin D.
And, hot weather.
Yeah.
Swimming. My house, I got an apartment. First thing I was get that one right beside the water so I can swim every morning.
Yeah, I used to talk to you when you come right out of the ocean and stuff. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So, and then they had all this crazy food out there. They ate snails. The snails were good for you to reproduce. No way. Snails are really good for the cartilage. They can naturally produce cartilage in your body. Girls take that kind of stuff. I don't know the name exactly.
Collagen.
Yeah, collagen. So a lot of collagen. So we had snails. I ate snails all over the world.
Well, this escargot, people eat it.
Yeah, but snails in Crete, the way they cook them, were so delicious. So I wanted to get skinny. I wanted to be squeezed. I want to be fit kind of guy. I didn't want to eat. I just ate vegetables and snails, onions, stuff like that. That's it. Everything that anti-inflammatory. I didn't mess with nothing. I straight I was on grip hold with my diet because I was want to get better, and I was going to take advantage of Heraklion, Crete, and it all worked out in the end. So the environment was very important, I believe. If I was in an environment really cold and I got to be honest, if it's raining all the time, if you don't got the facilities to improve it's gonna be maybe a little depressing, a little more because you're am I not getting better? And then you're just sitting around. You don't got some things. Environment is is everything. Environment is a changer. Environment's a drug. You know what I mean? Environment, you need a good environment, a good sun, a good view in the morning. You know, like a nice, nice wife. She's amazing, you know, energy, you know.
Good stuff.
Good stuff, you know.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. You can't be sitting at home. If people are thinking about getting stem cells and they have a violent home, or they have toxic relationship or something like that, it's not going to work the same.
No.
You get all those harmful things in your bloodstream, epinephrine, cortisol, and God knows what else, and it ends up killing everything. I've noticed a difference when I was in toxic relationships and when I was, single or in a healthy, happy home. The procedures would take a lot better. Yeah. And, people can decide to go wherever they want. We're not trying to sell Dr. Nassim or any of these other guys to anyone. It's just your story. I have my story. I used to be a quadriplegic. I couldn't even talk. I was boxed into my own head. I was shot 26 times. And, I tried a bunch of places that were snake oil that just didn't have anything going on. But there's nobody that, had a wonderful clubhouse chat and Twitter room like you do. And you guys have a Facebook too that you brought me into. There's no one I could ask questions to. There's no podcast or anything. So we just had to guinea pig things wherever we could. And some worked and some didn't. And luckily, throughout that network, we found some really good doctors. And so shout out to Dr. Gupta, shout out to Dr. Nassim, and shout out to everyone else that keeps coming in every Thursday. Vanessa and Cynthia, the friends of Daniel's and Dr. Nassim's nurses. And everybody that comes there, everybody that puts it together. Dr. Tom, Yusuf, Steve, Filippo, Johnny, Antonio, Oliver, everybody that keeps coming in that listens on my end. My friends and family, a lot of them come in all the time. Yadi, Mina, Miss Tumber, Kelly, my brother Mike, and just everybody that comes in and makes it happen. You're giving answers to people that are definitely afraid, because you have to travel to so many different places to get these kind of therapies. Sometimes it's scary. They're afraid of the costs, which it was a problem for me in the beginning too. I mean, I did well after, and I could, go for stem cells where I wanted to. But in the beginning, if you only had a certain budget, like I did, you could only go to certain places, and then you'd find out they worked or didn't, and have to try the next one, which is more expensive. So it's like a never-ending pit, it seems like. But now that we got these clubhouse chats, and people have other forums online, you can check them out, check out different doctors, check out their reviews, and go to the ones that look the best. No one knows for sure till they go and they can tell their friends that trust them. But yeah, so I got a lot better. 13 years of stem cells and different places. I've definitely got a lot better. Daniel, we have so many friends, right, that come into the clubhouse that have got stem cells now as a result of coming to the clubhouse chat, not even just on their own, but learning about it from us and then making that leap. So I'll move on from stem cells right now. I just want to say thank you. And for people that want to check out Daniel on Instagram, it's stem cells mono.
Mono, because the Greek mono cell, I don't know, I just popped it on there. It was really like just the spur of the moment when I started that stem cell mono. But I see how important just that little page. We have, I think, 200-300 organic followers, let's say. And I plan on pushing it more once I get back to Europe. Why? Because it's really helped. Really encourages like the group that everybody, the group that we have, the family we have there on Clubhouse. It's amazing, but it's making a change, man. Everybody listens. Maybe they don't follow, but making a change because it's ready to go. People. I'm really excited. I enjoy doing it, but I don't do it to the fullest. But I'm gonna be taking it right to the no limit. Right, it's gonna pass the limit with the social media.
I think people look forward to you every weekend. Every Thursday, I should say. and that's great that you want to try harder and push this stem cells mission of yours and ours together. But you do so much. I mean, you inspired me. I went through my own journey, and you were inspired by that. But then afterwards, it was you that brought everyone together, and from that we have a lot of projects that have spun off of that. We created a metaverse project just because we wanted to know how we could give people stem cells for free. We couldn't figure out how to pay the artist, how to pay the doctors, how to pay for the cells, and everything through NFT, and keep it going. I mean, we'd run out of money eventually. So with Daniel and Yusuf and Steve, we, and Amin, we put together a metaverse project, and it's gonna have some of Daniel's passions in there that he's quickly learning and mastering, like real estate and sports agencies. Some of our partners like Dr. Gupta, Dr. Kayla, Dr. Naseem, they're going to be in the metaverse showing surgeries happening, showing people different ways to heal skin, even quilting skin instead of stitches so that there's no scars. You'll be able to walk into these surgical bays as if you were really there with the virtual reality glasses. And Daniel's been talking to some people to develop our own proprietary glasses. For now, we're just using what's out there on the market. And we're called the Meta Mirror Company. And we replicate everything on this planet for commerce, for people doing business. Instead of buying a property in the metaverse, you can buy it through us and have the meta version of it built for free. So that's a huge savings for people to know how much these metaverse things cost. And it's the brainchild of all of us in the stem cell chat. And just speaking of technology, Daniel, a lot of local people probably, and abroad too are your fans, and they might want to know about some of your views outside of football, soccer, the metaverse. What do you think about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency?
I think it's getting regulated now more in other countries, and it's there to explode. It's gonna go for sure. It's common sense, right? It's America's regulating it. The banks are taking control of it, so they're not just banks are not going to be with it if it's not going to work. The banks have a word on it. They have a signature on it. It's legal. It's it's going to happen. It's not a scam for sure. But there's a long road. There's up and down. I think it's going to be very volatile still for years. But it's a long-term hold for sure. Long-term hold. Now, if you want to make quick money on it, be careful. Call your local expert. But there's no experts. No one knows.
No one knows. Yeah, like I think everyone knows by now. No one knows.
I think the word expert should not be allowed.
In crypto, it shouldn't. Yeah, it's all.
Anybody. No one's a fucking expert.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But you're a learner all the time. No one knows the market's always changing all over the world. Even now, if you can see this, let's say this inflation, this crisis. There's patterns. History says everything, but. No one's an expert, that's to say, so do your due diligence yourself. If you want a coach, you need a coach. I don't think you should be your own coach. We're going to learn, but you got to be your own coach. If you're calling daddy every time to come and save you, it's going to be a problem. So do your work yourself and prepare for the worst, because really a volatile market, but long-term hold for sure. I believe that for sure. I think people that have the patience and go through the bluffs, go through the tough times, are going to win in the end. But do your due diligence and stay relaxed. Be patient, Don't unfold your cards.
I agree with you. I have the same feeling about cryptocurrency, and I've been in it since the beginning. I know it's highly manipulated. You just got to get in when it's low, get out when it's high, or do a long-term hold like you're saying. I think that's the safest hedge there. That's the safest bet. Yeah. It's just to either play a little bit like with the day trade, and for the bulk of your money, do a long-term hold. Yeah. And stay current, keep learning about things, and what are your I guess this is more of an individual question, but I'll ask it as a general question for all the ladies out there watching and wanting to know how to get with a professional athlete. What are the kind of things guys look for?
Well, yeah, it's actually a good one,
It's a different question, right?
Yeah, you gotta gotta be patient. You gotta be strong. You know, you gotta be patient, elegant. You know, every man has his own taste, right? Everybody likes 7-Up. Some like Pepsi. Yeah. So you just got. I think you attract what you are, kind of thing. But
that's true.
A beautiful woman is a beautiful woman, but a real woman to keep a family is a different thing. So a lot of athletes want family, and so I hope the women that are after sports athletes or athletes, they just have those great values from day one, and the values of who you are is who you're gonna get. So
you're pretty disciplined.
So if you can look at if you can transmit those values from day one, they said the first hour you meet that man, and then you hold it down, and you don't, you'll get that man. But if you don't have values, then you might have a fun, crazy relationship, and then things won't go through. But athletes need a woman with lots of values, to take care and think about the long term and everything for the guy, because the athlete is always playing. He needs to eat well, sleep well, and needs a psychologist beside him. The woman plays a role in that, to be ready for tomorrow, to keep on going, because the love is the drive. So go after the guy. I don't know. What can I say more,
No, definitely. There you go. Gold diggers and good girls. You heard it. Have some value, intrinsic value. And that doesn't just mean how much your purse costs and your shoes, and but how much you value yourself and what kind of value you bring to the relationship. These guys are looking for somebody that can you hold their own but take care of their families, and I'm sure be vulnerable at times, just like every other guy wants. So there's nothing special out there. A beautiful woman's a beautiful woman, but make sure you're bringing some real value to the table other than just the physical things. That's awesome. Yeah. So wrap it up here in a few minutes. What kind of music are you feeling lately? Like I know you've been really liking the folk music, the Brazilian folk, the funk, and then
I like everything. I like from West Coast rap all the way to Brazilian funk to to Iraqi music, Adiwal music.
You introduced us to some very interesting Iraqi music today. So like that, give me a second.
It's actually really good. You can have a good party with it.
I was vibing. It was different. We produce music, so we keep an open mind, and we like all kinds of music. And you introduced us to some interesting flavors today. And I know you want to go visit Baghdad one of these days, and I hope you get a chance to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
You get to travel the world, and that's what happens when you stay out of trouble, when you stay away from the bullshit. And you're a disciplined person, and you try, you give it your 100%. You get to be a professional athlete that knows all the top dogs and all the top players on the planet, and you get to travel everywhere. Everybody wants to be your friend. Everybody trusts you, and so people out there that are wasting their time in the streets, just apply yourself on the court, the pitch, the field, whatever it is. And you can get there too. Like Daniel's from our neighborhood. Daniel's a good bro of ours. He's from East Van. He's about East Van as it gets. If people are from here, they know what that's all about. So this isn't no sucker. And he was able to do it. He followed his dream. He followed his heart. And he wanted to make his city proud. We don't have a lot of guys like this that have come out from where we're from and made it to the top tier of athletes and rub shoulders with the kind of people he has. I mean, every door opens up for this guy because he's a great guy, but also because of all the hard work he's put in. So people that think that nobody makes it in the hood or from East Van or anything like that, come on, man, give your head a shake. There's somebody sitting here right now. So.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks, Pete. That's the whole thing. That was my drive. One of my drives to leave a mark. I always wanted to have like one graffiti thing about dream big. Because I see a lot of kids they give up on that. All my friends were like laughing at me. You're gonna go play in Portugal, but it was not because of them. I was driven because I was driven the other part. Because if you stick, you're all human. We all breathe. we can do it. If you just give everything to it. And so it's that's what I want to always give back. And hopefully I can help one. If it's two, great. If it's three, great. If it's 100, great. But one's enough, and that's the whole thing I live for. Change someone's perspective through my experience. Through my experience. So God gave me a chance to do one great thing, and I know I motivate some kids. I know that for sure, and that's beautiful. That's what we want to do from experience. Getting out there, getting dirty. Getting dirty. I thank God I had great friends that always said, "Hey, do that, do the right thing." Because it's easy to fall in the other path. It's easy to go out every night. It's easy to start, doing things. Too much of something is not good. And sports is the most beautiful thing because it's everything. It's everything. It's not just training. It's after. It's thinking. It's eating. It's sleeping, and you're creating something that you push another kid to do. And you stay away from the street, right?
I can honestly say, having grown up with mutual friends of yours and mine, shout out to Dame, shout out to Ghetto, shout out to everybody from East Van. That's and our mutual friends, and everybody's been so proud of you, bro. Nobody ever wanted to, pull you into anything or whatever. You were kind of something everybody could brag about. Their friend Daniel, right?
Yeah.
So we were always very proud of you. And I appreciate you for coming on Pete's podcast. I appreciate you for making time every Thursday. I know it's late in Porto or Malta or wherever you're at that time.
Yeah.
And you and Yusuf and Dr. Nassim, stay on the phone with us till midnight your time sometimes. And it's just the afternoon for us. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
We look forward to providing stem cells for people that can't afford it. Is it okay if they reach out to you through Stem Cells Mono or the Clubhouse chat if they have had any questions about the doctors, the procedures? I know on Stem Cells Mono you can see some of the procedures happening. But is it okay if people reach out to you and inquire more about this stuff?
Yeah, of course. Best thing is to try and make it on Thursday in the Clubhouse on the Winning Edge group there. So Clubhouse is an app. I don't know if anybody knows the Clubhouse app, download the app and then you'll get invited by somebody. You'll find out about it. Then follow the Winning Edge group and then the Stem Cell group, family is every Thursday.
They'll know every time that we're on.
Yeah, every Thursday. I would say that one the first, and then after we can go to the Instagram
or Twitter. We're going to be on Twitter a lot more this year.
Yeah. And again, it's just all about information. Watch out for your loved one. Watch out. You don't know tomorrow what's going to happen. You always have to be prepared for the storm. Life's not easy. If it was easy, then I don't think you're moving. If it's easy, you're moving, and people are moving. Everybody's moving. And we're focused on other things. But health part and medicine, health is a big part. And the stem cells thing has been a life changer, life changer for me. And it has to be, I really believe it has to be for you too, So that's what's about, saving that loved one. Just applying some hope, hope. Even if it's a hope we're giving on, I think we're feeling really happy when someone just like, for example, Oliver that came through our group, it was some hope that grew him up to another hope. So the information we pass is really vital, And
this is a guy with multiple myeloma cancer. Everyone listening, he got a lot better just from CAR T therapy and stem cells, and it was because of Daniel. Like he was really inspired to try these things, and he came into our group regularly. So if anyone's wondering who Oliver is when we're talking about him, that's him. He's doing great now. He has no more cancer or anything like that. So people that think you get cancer with stem cells, that's a myth. Some type of stem cells, I'm sure, like embryonic or whatever, is a little bit less controlled. But Daniel really pushes for autologs a lot. Some of us also, do mesenchymal or umbilical cord stem cells. Autologs are from your own body, like your blood core, and people can see those procedures on Stem Cells Mono. But yeah, there's killer T cells and stem cells, and they go and kill cancers. They boost up your immune system, and there's a lot of other stuff that's really interesting happening with bacteriophages and CRISPR and disrupting the microbiome of cancers and things like that. But stem cells help quite a bit in any of these things. So yeah, so they'll follow you on Clubhouse, and then Twitter eventually, and then Stem Cells Mono, and then you got a stem cell camp that's going to Lebanon that people can be a part of also.
Yeah, the stem cell camp is not there's no final date for it, but there's a lot of interest in people that worded that they will be coming. So we're shooting for, let's say, September around this time. Well, not a hot part of time in Lebanon, not so hot.
Yeah,
because it gets really hot out there.
Yeah,
and just to have people that really want to also network. And we have Antonio, international realtor from Portugal, that works with a lot of the North American buyers, and he's a real estate enthusiastic all over the world. And so the president of real estate in Lebanon will be part of this too. So it'll be a mission of stem cells and real estate. Understand real estate. Lebanon is an interesting market. It's a volatile market, and it's right now when things change, it's just going all up. So if you like real estate, you want to see a beautiful country, you want to be healthy, you want to see how the stem cell regenerative therapy works. Keep tuned, because we're going to drop a date, and there's only about 15 places in that hotel, and that's where we'll be staying, and that will be the group. It's not going to be for a whole bunch of, say, 50 or 40. It's more exclusive, right? Yeah. Because once we hit, and that's for sure. That's for sure. And we'll be updating that, as the time goes by, it gets more like clinch time to say, okay, this is the date, who's in, and who's in is gonna be in, right? So there's no registration. It's pretty much just like you make your ticket, see us out there, but just you book your hotel. If you don't get to the hotel, you have to pay your hotel days there and the deposit for the hotel. The rest is with Dr. Nassim. And if you want to do that, stem cells, or you want to just travel, feel free. It's a good vibe. It's a holy vibe. You're in the Holy Valley in north of Lebanon.
A lot of misconceptions about Lebanon.
Yeah, totally. It's amazing. I love it. It's just so much history from the Phoenicians and Phoenician things all over the country. The mountains, the valleys. The mountains are like half an hour away from the ocean. The ocean is hot. The food is amazing. The people are really pleasant and nice. You see a lot of. See how the country is a little unbalanced too, with the people coming from other countries there. But in the end of the day, it's really peaceful. The people are nice, and you get a touch in your heart of you get humble when you see the people, how they can be 5 on a motorcycle. I think it's just like in India. You see, and then
same thing in India.
You come back here and you're like, why are we so stressed out,
Yeah, no, totally. It puts things in perspective.
We need we need too much, So health is number one. Of course, you have to live joyful, hopefully, better for you. But it's a beautiful country to see and to say, hey, I went there. And you'll just learn a lot also too, because history-wise, so much history. And Dr. Nassim is full of history, so he's a great communicator, talker. He leaves a good mark on everybody he meets. So great doctor. Other than that, just what he does, the stem cells, and his past in the medical scenery through his life. He's a great person and really talkative, and it makes it even more fun to be. You're always learning. You're always talking. So such a cool country. Big misconception, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's one. It for sure has to be on your bucket list.
Nice. Okay, before we wrap it up, any shout-outs, bro?
Yeah, shout-outs to everybody that helped me, especially you helped me out through my injury when I got my injury. So much love to you,
thanks,
brother, because it really, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be sitting here right now, talking about stem cells and really engaging in the other in the world. Shout outs to D
Shout out to D.
Yeah, shout out to this whole stem cell room group.
Everybody.
From Yusuf, Steve, Dr. Gupta, Nassim, the girls from the stem cell team. They're amazing. I've really been enjoying every time we go inside there. It feels like it's really something. Every time we go in there, it's just you're refreshed. You're refreshed. You know, not just I'm talking about stem cells. I think everybody wants to give something so beautiful. So lots of love in that group. And then of course, shout outs to all East fan, everybody that I helped me push my dreams and also kicked me down. You know, it's much love. You know, it's, if it wasn't for where I grew up, would never be who I am today. And so I'm always that's a big shout to, and of course, God. You know, I'm a big God believer, and he's always been a good man. He's always been there. You know, no matter. And I think. At the end of the day, we're all spiritual creatures out here, you know. We have a lot of history behind us. And we're not just, we always have to improve. And the only way to improve is doing the right things. And he teaches me that through my hard life, a lot of mistakes. It's all been no's, mistakes. It wasn't just, I played professional football and I'm this and that. It's not that. It was totally opposite. It was just a big learning lesson from day one. So, you know, that's our thank God that he was there always for me in my back of my mind. So, back of my mind, in my heart, and that's all I gotta say. And dream big, you know, dream big, wake up to win, become best as you can.
Wake up to win.
Expect to win. You don't win, you learn, and get it up and do it again. You don't win, you learn. Wake up to win, nothing more. If you ain't winning, you're learning. Start learning more. You know, enjoy this. Smell it, breathe it. It's only now. What can I say?
yeah.
You know? And
Fuji down.
Fuji down, man. There's no other way. They need you to be the best. If you ain't the best, the next one beside you ain't gonna be the best. We have to be best thing. How you say? We have to be the best version of ourselves. Period. You know, I hate that. You know, when not working and getting better at what I want to do for the family, for the friends. You know, you can see that when people are in line with your vision, and you'll see. If you do wake up to win every day, and you expect to win, and if you know it doesn't win, something you have to learn quick, learn it, and you'll have a good life and know what you want. Look yourself in the mirror and say, what's up, who you want to be. Tell you, I'll go from there.
Well, we'll have more medical talks on our channel, Mind, Body, and Cell. People can find more stem cell stuff on Stem Cells Mono. And anytime we want to kick some game to people out there and let them level up in ways that you are, we'll get you on Pete's podcast. And it's been an honor having you on. And we have a special guest gift for you that we give to all our guests. It's not real, so don't worry about it. Mike, can you hand me the plant? Here you go, my man.
What's this? Oh, boy.
Show it to the audience.
Shit.
It's not real. It's not real.
I know it's real.
It's Pete's podcast. So we didn't smoke any weed today with Daniel because he's a professional athlete and he's not.
Deco Buds, huh?
Yeah, Deco Buds. Shout out to them. They make these awesome plants. Maybe one day we'll get some for free.
Thanks,
they're pretty expensive on Amazon, but
Thanks,
shout out to
man.
Deco Buds.
That's
Hey,
awesome,
man, we
man.
love you, man.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks for
That's awesome.
thanks for coming on board and
Deco
sharing with
Buds.
us today. Power share. Yeah. Don't worry, you won't get in any trouble at the airport. Forget
I can't take this, man.
Forget about smuggling that
What are
joint.
you
Fine,
talking
we'll keep it for you here in East Van. Just get to travel with it.
What do I expect from East Van?
Welcome home, Dan.
What do I expect?
All right, brother. Okay. All right, everyone. Tune in again to hear Daniel. Subscribe. And we're going to have other guests from the Stem Cell Chat joining us too in the next couple of days. So you have some steady content this year. We were busy working and laying in the tracks and doing the groundwork for the stem cell stuff and everything else we're doing, the metaverse. This year we'll be sharing. And like Daniel said, power sharing. So don't forget to wake up to win.
Yee-hoo!
Yeah.